Everyone, I just got a heads up that we can expect something big to happen in the next 14 days. It sounds like what they're expecting right now is financial or infrastructurally related. So you have maybe a 7 to 14 day window to get kind of your finances under control, get done what you need to get done in your household, whether that's a solar setup or a generator. Get one of those gas guzzlers, become a Mad Max freak like the whole Go Green agenda wants you to believe that you are, but be ready for what comes next. Now, it could be a black swan, something that none of these people who are giving out these warnings expected to be. It could be an attack on Trump, one on Elon Musk. Both Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, RFK Jr., they have all said that they have had death threats on their lives and the lives of their family. And I've seen some of these threats online. If you just Google it and you get into some of these channels where these real whack jobs exist, you see them saying that the entire Kennedy heritage needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. You see these wackos saying that Elon Musk needs to be removed because he is nothing but a leech on our earth. They're calling for the deaths of other fellow citizens inside of our country. And do you know what's being done about it at a national level? Absolutely nothing. The Kremlin has warned of world war. They say that the approval recently of events that are taking place against NATO and Russia have destroyed U.S.-Russian relations and Russian lawmakers. So the people who actually say, yeah, Putin launched the nukes, these people are saying that it's time to accept we are in a world at war. The U.S. has warned Turkey that they must begin to cut ties with Hamas. The State Department spokesperson has said, quote, "We don't believe the leaders of a vicious terrorist organization should be living comfortably anywhere. That includes in major cities of our key allies and partners." There are reports showing that Hamas officials relocated to Turkey from Qatar. Turkey denies that Hamas has a political base there, and the U.S. says that the business as usual relationship must come to an end. Now, pretty soon, that's going to be you. You're going to be the terrorist. And in our new country that we're ever forging and evolving into, if you want to grow your own food, you might be a terrorist. You don't want to go to the doctor, you're definitely an extremist. You don't want to take that medicine they want to shove inside of you, well, you're definitely out to hurt people. You're a bad person. You need to be on the naughty list. Oh, you want to believe that you shouldn't have to pay taxes? Well, definitely an extremist there. So we have all of these things lining up with our new dystopia America 2.0. We just have to wait and see what comes. The president of China is now
You're not a child.
Positioned, according to global leaders, as a leading advocate for free trade to counter the protectionist policies that have been proposed by the U.S. presidential-elect Donald Trump. During a recent APEC group, that's the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. This happened in Peru. The Chinese president warned that the global economy is fracturing, and it will never be turned around if something isn't done. Protectionism, severe challenges. This as Trump is imposing these tariffs on various countries, signaling a shift to more isolationist trade policies. The president of China says that in opposition to that, China remains focused on stabilizing a force in global trade. The highlighting of contrasting approaches of two different leaders shows that China will come out of this the victor. China also began construction of a road that connects it to Iran through Afghanistan, creating the fastest route from China to Iran to get oil. Everybody out there is getting rid of the USA. They're dumping us like we have monkeypox and we're in a room of not monkeypox eligible demographics, if you know what I mean. They are getting rid of the US dollar. They're getting rid of their dependency on us, and no one's afraid of our military anymore. Even the rebels, the Houthi rebels who are out here throwing missiles at our naval ships are like, what are they going to do? Nothing. Because the taxpayer doesn't want to see a $100 million missile go take out 4 guys who are shooting it with RPGs that they got for free from one of our allies. We are a joke to the world order. Boeing laying off 2,000 people. This is just the first of a multi-part plan to reduce 17,000 positions globally. These layoff notices went out to union members and hundreds of non-union workers under a WARN Act, that says employees staying on payroll until January will be cut off. I don't know what's happening with Boeing. I think that there's some planned obsolescence at a greater level, one that I don't understand. How is it all of a sudden all the tires are busting off, windshields are coming off, wings are just flapping back there with fires out of the engines? How does this happen all of a sudden? You know that airports are one of the most highest security level places that we have. I mean, there's more cameras, more people watching than anywhere else. So how all of a sudden do we have all of these events taking place? I don't understand it. Sweden said that in addition to their sending out of millions of pamphlets urging their people to get ready for war, Finland is also launching new preparedness websites. Since the start of these wars, Stockholm has urged the Swedes to prepare mentally, physically, and logistically. We only have one person in the USA saying get fit at the highest government level. We only have one person saying that it's the chemical pharmaceutical companies keeping you sick. One person out there saying we should not be spending money on this. We should be teaching people how to grow their own food at home. Do you know who that is? If you don't, then you don't know what's up. But we're about to. Sweden's out here telling people grow food at home. Get physically fit. Learn how to fight because the fighting will come to your street. Germany also preparing for war. Their federal army instructing companies. These are not just the people. You know, it's one thing to send out pamphlets. It's a whole other thing to say all of you corporations are about to need to completely shift your business plan, go to a military and wartime footing and produce for the military, produce for the government, or else we're all going to be croaked. We're all going to be out of here. So they're telling their companies to get ready for conflicts under a new secretive, not so much secretive anymore, is it, Germany? 1,000-page Operation Plan Deutschland. Deutschland? Dutchland? I don't know. I do have German descent. Makes me like liverwurst. But other than that, I'm an American. The plan targets critical infrastructure protection, cyber attack resilience, and a civilian cooperation with the military against a greater enemy. Companies are being urged to develop their own crisis action plans. To imagine you go to Walmart, right? And they, instead of having them watch you how to keep, make sure that some poor, literally frugally poor individual, destitute, doesn't have a dollar to her name lady, doesn't scan a banana for free. Instead of that, they're like, hey, Walmart employee, maybe you should start thinking about bio attacks here in the country. What are you going to do when the power goes out? What if there's a group of militants running down your street, shooting you up with AK-47s? No, we don't have nothing like that. Our country teaches people to be scared little freaks, scared little narcs. That's what we want. If everyone's a scared little narc, then we don't have to worry about anyone uprising. No, let's keep them down, folks. But in these other countries, they're telling their businesses to train their employees to enhance their self-sufficiency with resources like diesel generators. You're an extremist if you want a gas or diesel generator inside the USA because you don't care about the carbon footprint of your fellow American. Meetings such as these and the one in Hamburg stress logistical readiness and workforce training for war. Let's move on. Presidential-elect Trump confirming that he is prepared to deploy the National Guard and military assets to completely reverse the border crisis through a massive deportation program. A lot of this and that has been said about it. I'm a little scared, right? Because once you get the military to move against people in U.S., once you get the American people used to that, then they're not going to bat an eye next time it happens and they come for you. Now, I'm not saying we have a lot of great service members out there. They will uphold the Constitution. They will not uphold illegal orders. But that makes them an extremist on day one. So what happens to them? So Polish president has said that the Eastern Shield fortification construction project at the border of Russia and Belarus is at the start of a new Iron Curtain against the Russian world. He added that Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania are building their Iron Curtains in part of a new move to completely close off Russia. In a quote, the Duda stated, "If the security of compatriots is to be safeguarded by the Iron Curtain being put up again, then okay. There will be an iron curtain as long as we are on the free side of it. That's so interesting, that term freedom and what we chase with that term. I don't think anybody in Poland can go about not paying their duties and their taxes, right? I don't think anybody there can really have free will without consequence. And I'm not talking about, there shouldn't be free will, there should be free will, but there shouldn't be the freedom to hurt somebody who hurt innocence, to rob innocence from youth, to do all those horrible things that human traffickers and all these people do. That, of course, we need something against. That doesn't make you free. That makes you evil if that's your intention and that's what you want to do. The difference is freedom means if there's land that the government owns that no one else is using, why can't you build a house on it? That's how our country used to be. That's what homesteaders used to be. The Homestead Acts. You could if you could weather the winter and you could do it all on your own, that was your own little plot of land. Now they want hundreds of thousands of dollars for a POS square somewhere in a national forest. Things are changing. This is not a free world.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I got to give you a quick update here. I did receive some more Hal Turner news. It's very, very interesting. So I'll read it to you. Covert intel. I have just received extraordinary sensitive intelligent information from a single source. The source referring to the Russia-Ukraine conflict boasted about in explicit detail Ukraine's internal missile manufacturing progress, the number and type of long-range missiles Ukraine now has stocked up from Collective West, i.e. British Storm Shadow and French Scalp. U.S. attackers bluntly told me the Kremlin will fall before Sunday. It is starting to appear to me that Ukraine is about to make a sort of wartime Hail Mary and make some large effort to literally kinetically destroy the Moscow Kremlin before Sunday. I suspect that such an effort, even if it were not successful, would beget an unimaginable response from the Russian Federation. If Ukraine is successful, I think the Russian response would be world-changing before Sunday. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so today's December 4th, Wednesday. Obviously, this could trigger off everything that we know is going to happen. All right, listen. I'm gonna just get this loaded for now. That's all I'm gonna give you.